So now let's discuss some of the important principles of growth and development. Second point, which are the principles of growth and development. First principle is development continues throughout the life, as each stage of development lays the foundation of next stage of development. Now, here we had mentioned the term development. Why? Because development in itself incorporates or includes growth. Hence, we had mentioned only the term development, but if you want, you can even mention growth and development. So, these are the principles of growth and development. So, first principle is development, it continues throughout the life. As we had studied earlier, development, it continues throughout the life, that is from womb to tomb. As why? Because as each stage of development lays the foundation of next stage of development. That is, each stage of development culminates into or terminates into the next stage of development. This is the first principle of growth and development. Second principle of growth and development is individual differences in the rates of growth and development. Always remember, such type of individual differences are observed in the rates of growth as well as development. For example, some children walk at 10 months while some others take few more months. So this is the example of individual differences in the rates of growth and development. Third principle of growth and development is rates of growth and development are non-uniform. The rates of growth and development are non-uniform. For example, during the first few months of infancy, the rates of growth and development are very rapid. That is, it is very rapid, which then later slows down in the latter years or latter months of infancy. That is, these shows periods of acceleration as well as deceleration. So, what does this mean? It means that the rates of growth and development are non-uniform, where in the initial months of infancy it is very rapid and then later it gradually slows down. That is, it shows the periods of acceleration as well as deceleration. Then fourth principle of growth and development, or rather development, is development always proceeds from simple to complex. So development, it always proceeds from simple to complex. Example, initially the child understands simple things and then only the complex ones. So this is how development proceeds, that is, it proceeds from simple to complex. Moving on towards the fifth principle of growth and development, or rather development, is development proceeds from general to specific. Always remember, development proceeds from general to specific, that is, from general features to specific features. Example, initially the child reacts to the stimuli using or with the help of his or her whole body, and then gradually he or she learns to give specific responses to specific stimulus. Okay, so this is how it proceeds from general to specific. Sixth principle of growth and development is developmental directions. Basically, we have two developmental directions. So, there are two developmental directions, namely cephalocaudal direction of development or cephalocaudal progression, and the second one is proximodistal direction of development or proximodistal progression. So, what do you mean by cephalocaudal direction? Cephalo means head and caudal means feet. So, cephalocaudal direction or in cephalocaudal progression, developmental progression occurs from head to toe. That is from head to toe. We can see, we can observe in the newborn infants as well. First, there is control over the head and then the lower part of the body. This signifies cephalocaudal direction or cephalocaudal progression of development. And the second developmental direction is proximodistal direction or proximodistal progression. That is, development occurs from inwards to outwards, that is from center to periphery, that is central parts of the body to the peripheral parts of the body. Okay, so that is from inwards to outwards. For example, development of spinal cord first. Initially, there is development of spinal cord before other parts of the body or prior to other parts of the body. This is how proximodistal direction or proximodistal progression takes place. So basically there are two developmental directions. First is the cephalocodal direction or cephalocodal progression, and the second is proximodistal direction or proximodistal progression. So this was a sixth principle of growth and development. Seventh principle of growth and development is there is acquisition of gross motor skills before fine motor skills. That is, again we can say from general to specific. So this could be the example of fifth developmental principle or a progression, that is from general to specific, and rather you can mention it as a separate point as well. So there is acquisition of first gross motor skills before fine motor skills. 8. Development is influenced by. It's influenced by or is a product of both heredity, that is genetic, as well as environment, that is environmental factors. So basically development is influenced by both of these factors, hereditary factors as well as environmental factors, or development is a product of both heredity as well as environmental factors. Moving on towards the ninth, which is the second last principle of development, developmental path. It is about developmental path. So developmental path is non-linear but is spiral in nature. Developmental path is non-linear, it's not straight, it is spiral in nature. And then the last principle and important principle of growth and development, or simply development, is principle of hierarchical integration. Principle of hierarchical integration, that is, it implies that most of the traits which we inherit from our parents, okay, so most of the traits are interrelated or correlated or integrated to each other. Okay, so this is the principle of hierarchical integration. Integration means interrelated or correlated. So principle of hierarchical integration implies that most of the traits are interrelated or correlated or integrated to each other. Now for example, we can write for the principle of hierarchical integration, a individual or a child having an above average intellectual development will also be good in the, or will also have a decent development in all other aspects as well, such as physical, moral, social, cultural, emotional, etc. So this could be one of the example of hierarchical integration. So these are some of the important principles of growth and development, which is the second, our first subbeat of unit 1, which was growth and development, meaning, principles and differences. In this we had completed with meaning. I had explained meaning, in meaning, definition and characteristics of both growth and development in detail, followed by the principles of growth and development. So these are the few important principles of growth and development. First being development continues throughout the life. Second, individual differences are observed in the rate of growth and development. Third, the rates of growth and development are always non-uniform. Fourth, development proceeds from simple to complex. Fifth, development proceeds from general to specific. Sixth are the developmental directions. Basically, we have two developmental directions. First being cephalocaudal and second is a proximodistal. Then seventh, acquisition of gross motor skills before fine motor skills. Eighth, development is a product of both heredity as well as environmental factors. Ninth, the path of development is not linear but spiral in nature. And then the 10th is principle of hierarchical integration, which implies that most of the traits are interrelated or correlated or integrated to each other. So now moving on towards the last subbeat of our A, growth and development, meaning, principles, and differences. So let's try to understand the differences between growth and development. Now, for the differences, see, in my previous video, I had already explained in detail the meaning, definition, and characteristics of both growth and development. So, the points and the characteristics which we had discussed should be included under the points of differences between growth and development. So, for this, you need to watch my previous lecture, which was on the development, growth and development, meaning, definition, and characteristics. So, but few important points of differences which I thought are important to be explained to you are as follows. So, differences between growth and development. Growth, as we all know, as we had discussed earlier in detail, is a purely physical change. So, growth is a purely physical change, or rather, we can also call or refer to growth as a physical development. Okay, so growth is purely a physical change, hence, it can be quantified, hence, it can be measured with the help of various units. This we had discussed. On the other hand, development includes or it incorporates growth as well, and apart from growth, another aspects or other aspects apart from growth, such as the capacities, the interaction with the environment, maturation, etc. So, development is a wider and a comprehensive term, it's a broader term. This we had discussed under characteristics of development. So, as development includes growth as well as other aspects, hence, it is both quantitative as well as qualitative in nature, because of which it cannot be measured with the help of different units but can only be observed. So, this will be your first point. First point for growth will be growth is quantitative in nature. It can be quantified, can be measured with the help of different units. On the other hand, development cannot be measured by, because it is both quantitative as well as qualitative in nature. And then you'll need to write the examples of growth, examples of development. Growth does not continues throughout the life. On the other hand, development does continues throughout the life. Second point of growth is growth does not includes development. Now this point is a relative. These are the relative concepts which we need to understand. Growth does not includes development. Growth does not incorporates development, but development includes growth. Okay? Growth does not include development, but it has a significant impact upon the development, as we had studied, as we had discussed earlier, that limited growth will hamper development. On the other hand, proper growth will promote development. So, even though growth does not include development, but it has a significant role, or it has an important part, or it impacts development. Growth is not possible without development. Why it is not possible? Because it is only a part or only an aspect of development. On the other hand, development is even possible without growth. Development incorporates growth, and it is even possible without growth. So, second point is a relative point between growth and development, which is a true essence between the differences between growth and development. So, I think these points and the points which we had studied under characteristics for both growth and development are enough for you to mention under differences of growth and development. So finally, we had successfully completed with our unit 1, growth and development of a child. First subbit, which is A, growth and development, meaning of growth and development. I had explained in detail the meaning, definition, as well as characteristics of growth and development. The reason behind explaining characteristics was for the points of differences between growth and development. Then In this video, we had studied principles of growth and development, and at the last, differences of development. So thus we had completed with the A sub B, which is growth and development, its meaning, principles and differences. So thank you so much to all of you for watching this video as well. Stay tuned. Thank you.